Hey everyone, and welcome to day number 1 of 30 days of casting. In the bottom left, we have our cheesy red Terran from the CSC. Give it up, it's Milkicow. In the top right, stalwart pink Zerg, Lambo, spawning with his Carbot Infester. Yeah, so I wanted to do something symbolic. What better way to start day 1 of the day 930 with a cast from ESL Open EU number 31. It's an older replay, but it checks out, sir. So I'm blind casting these, and don't know what's gonna happen. But 1 SCV, 2 SCV, and way back here, SCV number 3. Does kind of hint to me that this is going to be a proxy 3 racks. Lambo starting a hatch first is in danger. But he's pulled a drone scout. Let's go. Shift clicked right onto the proxy. He is going to be able to scout this. Fanning out his overlords as well. There it is. Lambo has the information he needs to defend. Will he be able to? It all comes down to execution. So I picked these 2 players because they're kind of even in win rate, even though, I mean, Milkicow maybe not a name you would put up there with Lambo. Milkicow can take games off the best of them. He's a young gun from the CIS, and I've seen quite a few impressive games from Milkicow. He's always hitting up the online circuits, especially the OSC. So cool to see him in this ESL Open that happened like 2 years ago. Feels good. I'm kind of surprised here. Milkicow going for the bunker. Creep has pushed it pretty far back, but it should be just in range of the hatchery. That is, if it completes. Lambo doesn't want that to happen, but remember, these drones are not mining. Every second they're pulled off the line. Couple lings gunned down. Milkicow holding strong, and I think this is a total disaster for Lambo. The bunker finishes as well. The clean pop to help hold. Lambo is going to try to hold the ground in between the Marines and the bunker so they can't get situated. The initial clean. A lot of HP, the drones have begun to fall. They go for the wraparound, but are there even enough of them to make this happen? Casualties are going to be massive for the Zerg either way. Okay, they finally finish off that SCV. It was scamming them for HP. Ooh! Clutch save on the SCV, helping Milkicow get a little bit of extra repair on the bunker by a little bit of extra time. But against all odds, Lambo has held. However, Milkicow had just a couple workers and able to get his second CC started. Lambo's sending a few slow lings across the map, and you know what? They will be able to connect a delay to this command center. Milkicow, though, is feeling like he wants more damage, so he's going to micro his best against the Queen Ling, and I think he narrowly breaks through. 1 or 2 Marines should hit the mineral line. He's not going to commit to it. Another Marine pops. Milkicow runs down south to defend his holdings. There's no Terran recall, as many of my friends would be happy to point out to you. And no medevacs to boost them home. The Lings go after the proxy. It looks like Cal's gonna finish up 1 more Marine before floating his way home. Maybe one of these is gonna turn and scout. We'll see, we'll see. Milkicow goes for another attack up the ramp, but a spine crawler is there to meet him. does slide past the queens, but 2 queens holding on the ramp are going to cast him back into the spine crawler. Micros his way back out. And yeah, we're in an interesting game state. Lambo has reclaimed an economic lead despite the mass amounts of delayed mining time at the start of the game. Do have a 3rd season down for Milkicow, but he has yet to move out his 2nd season, so that's a bit ambitious at the moment. Double factory for a red Terran. Lambo taking a 6-minute 3rd base. A little bit before 550 3rd base. And pretty much no tech on the field for reserve. That's kind of what is concerning me right now. Milkicow with 2 factories on the map and 3 racks production is kind of doing okay for this point in the game, I think, with like the weird way we've reset after the cheese was repelled. Yes, Lambo shot ahead in economy, but he's just putting down his Baneling Nest now, and maybe Milkicow can time out a nice attack where Lambo does not have Bane speed and doesn't have Muta or Hydra or Lurker or anything to back him up, and it's just going to be pure Lings on the field. Yeah, we're seeing Hellions. Blue Flame pop out of one of these factories and a reactor on the 2nd factory, which is going to indicate to me a pretty heavy Hellion play. Another Rax finishing in the main of our Terran player. 1-1 starting up for Milkicow. Lambo moving the spine crawler to the low ground, trying to get more defensive around this 3rd base. Yeah, he's in a pretty volatile military position. 25 Lings, definitely enough to hold off 4 Hellions, but are they enough to hold off 4 Hellions and a bioplay supporting said 4 Hellions? Milkicow's got his 3rd established. Lambo is going to face a tough decision of whether or not he extends to take a 4th base in this current game state. We do have a Spire that's been well on the way for some time for Lambo. Will it enable him to do anything super powerful? We'll see. We'll have to see. About 600 gas bank. Should be around 800 by the time the Spire pops, and then you can cheese out another 2 Muta. Blue Flame, the Hellions can do okay against the Queens, but you don't really want to fight there. You're going to take a hefty amount of casualties. Oh man, they can totally get the cancel on this 4th base. They go after the creep tumors instead. I take it back. I think the Queens responded too quickly for them to actually be able to finish off the 4th base. Lambo has totally stabilized, is totally going to be okay, has a decent army supply, ready to contend with anything Milkicow can throw at him. But is that actually going to be the case? We have +1, as well as combat shields, as well as armor finishing up for Milkicow. That's going to give him a pretty big power spike, and that's what we've seen Lambo sacrifice to get his economy back up, to get this strong military presence. Is he's just not getting upgrades. He's starting flyers now, he's starting Carapace at the 9.5-minute mark. First few Muta fly into action. Now, because he did start +1 flyers, because he did start his other upgrades, the Muta count's a little bit lower than I predicted, but like, okay, that was value. Pick on the tank. Blue Flame Hellions out in front of the Marines can do some massive damage depending on the angles they get on the Sling Bane. Queens pushing the Hellions back. The Sling Bane rolls forward. Muta, blot out the sun. Great Bane connections against the Marines. Lambo taking a phenomenal engagement. Milkicow trying to rally a fresh army back home, moving into Thor. He had the better tech. He had the upgrade advantage. He had a ton of Marines to deal with these Muta, but he got out-microed, out-positioned by Lambo. Lambo losing 3 Muta, kind of whiffing that little skirmish, but, you know, we can't rag on him too much, right? He just had, like, a phenomenal engagement. He's way ahead in this game now, and should be moving into Hive Tech here soon. Oh, man, he doesn't even have an Infestation Pit down. He is double expanding to try and get up that 4th base. Milkicow's economy is well off the ground. He's got a 4th CC under construction. Some Ling Bane there to block it if he tries to expand, but Milkicow has been allowed time to recover. Tech Lab picks up. SCV's going down. Widowmine not allowed to burrow, but the Thor will scare the Muta Cloud away. However, a Ling run by into the natural kills off 22 SCVs. It's about a third of Milky's economy when you don't count mules. Lambo really taking control of this game over the last couple minutes. Lambo going for the source spot of the Terran. These add-ons so annoying to replace as Milkicow tries to take an engagement down here to the right. Pick off some Ling Bane. Clear a spot for his 4th base. Microing the Thor against the Muta, running up a bunch of machines. Lambo coming in again. Okay, not the greatest Widowmine hit. It did alright for itself. 7, 10 SCVs, almost a dozen burned down. Milky is about to lose the command center. Runs forward Marines, but Muta are still in range of the orbital. He pulled it in the wrong direction. Down it falls. However, Milkicow ready to counter. Gonna take out this 4th base, but Lambo has more hatcheries than he actually probably needs right now. So this is no biggie. He can just disengage. He can just pull the drones away. Now this is a biggie. All of those drones getting slaughtered at the 5th base. Once you start losing 2 hatches, then you need to worry. A big volley from the Thor, dealing a lot of splash damage, but the Ling Bane rolls in, cleans everything up. Milkicow down in army supply, has shot from a couple of his Widowmines. Once they get off cooldown, this is going to be an okay position, but they're not off cooldown. Alright, the one... Oh, he's got one more back here, but he lost his whole army, so it doesn't really matter. Every Marine that left home died. GG! Lambo takes the win. In the top right corner of Everdream as our Red Terran. Give it up once again for the young cheesy Zerg Milkicow in the bottom left. I just say young cheesy Zerg? Oh no, not like this. Okay, re-record. In the top right corner of Everdream spawns Milkicow. Opponent Lambo facing him in the bottom left. You know, I'm unsure whether to introduce the players in game 2 of these series on onwards. I think not for YouTube, right? This is my first actual YouTube produced series, which is kind of cool. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna learn. We're gonna get better at it. That's what this project's all about. So, Lambo taking a very strong game number 1. Is going pool first this time around. He's perhaps a little salty about getting proxy raxed in the last map. Milky, opening pretty standard. This is looking like a Reaper expand shaping up. And, you know, it's impressive. It's real impressive how Lambo was able to hold off the proxy racks of Milkicow in the last game. Like, it looked so bad. It looked so bad. It felt so bad. He had 8 or 9 drones off the line. He lost 5 of them, but he just kept holding Milkicow at bay, building up his forces, kept the lings alive as the creeps spread out from his natural, and he was able to repel things and over the next 10 minutes or so stabilize. Here come the lings. Milkicow is curdling from the loss of his scouting SCV. Going to move his Reaper pretty far forward. Lambo not moving out with his Zerglings. He really should. Like, he would get delay on the second command center, but gonna pull back. Going to play passive and won't gain the advantage. I don't know, man. Okay, the Overlord's gonna tap in now. I was gonna say maybe, like, he thought Milkicow would build the CC in his main. But it just feels so odd to me. Maybe he's worried he got proxied. Who knows what is going through the mind of the Lambo. I asked Milkicow once during a tournament, like, what's his favorite type of milk? And he said chocolate. And then he went on to talk about how chocolate comes from brown cows, and I was like, you're so innocent. Milkicow. Moving into Hellions. Grabbing a tech lab on the starport as it takes a third command center. It's almost certainly going to be a Banshee. Oh, well, speak of the devil. There it is, Cloak starting on the tech lab. Lambo. is not revealing any tech just yet. We're at the 4.5-minute mark. It should be starting soon. He should be taking second, third gas. All right, it's going to be a Bane nest. Milkicow starting to wall off, moving into stim. Third CC has fully completed its transformation into an orbital. Reactor about to go down on the factory. Ooh. 50 clean energy. Burned down. Gone. Out of existence. Creep spread has been stopped for now. Milkicow goes back in. Another 2 tumors sniped. But now he's lost both Hellions and the Reaper, so maybe not that worth it in the end. But will these Banshees be a little more worth it? I think perhaps not. A Spore Crawler is ready to meet them. In they come to the natural. Spore Crawler finishes there as well, and it looks like 3 drones will be about the extent of their damage. You know what? They can snipe the pool back here, can't they? Not with queens around. Milkicow's finding some good angles, but loses a Banshee. I don't know. I don't know. Only 6 drones for 2 Banshees? It's a tough call to say if that was actually worth it. Double drop Sharks to the left. Milkicow unrelenting in his pressure. Cool first Zerg. Like, hey, you were trying to whack me with 8 lings earlier? Well, I'm gonna kill all your queens. How about that? Make 8 lings now. Lambo's like, but I'm producing 16. This is nonsensical. So Milkicow's like, shut up. I'm gonna stutter step down your drone. Okay. He loads back in. Still, most of the Marines alive and operational. But he's not going to be allowed space drop again. That's why he's sending in 2 more medevacs. They are promptly seen by the scouting lings of Lambo. Boom go the lings. Really decent Baneling connection, weakening a lot of the Marines in this back medevac. And Milkicow's kind of bleeding himself out here. Lambo is getting more and more map control despite Milky's efforts. I mean, he's keeping Lambo tied down, but like, while Milky has a secure hold on his third, just how does he ever take a fourth? I don't think he does. I think he's gonna do one massive push. And then if he does enough damage, he'll base, but that's a lot of creep. That's a lot of creep. It's a lot of Banelings, a lot of blings. Can Milky break through? Boom go the tanks. Medevac speed away. Well, Milky's about to have to deal with a 5-base Lambo. What's the play? He's got to do something fast. Is that almost 100 army supply? If he strikes now, he can very realistically break Lambo. Clean up a hatch or two. Lambo starts moving into Hive Tech. 3-3 on the way for Milkicow. They're about to clash again. Lane run by is stopped, dead in its tracks. But is Milky daring enough to come in on reprieve as he faces a second lane run by? Third base only 4 SCVs down, another couple are wounded. And Lambo doesn't this Ling Bane back home. He's getting ready to roll into the third of Milkicow once again. Milky has started taking a fourth, started building a fifth man center as well. I'm kind of surprised. I don't think he has what he needs to defend that location. He's about to get swarmed at his third base. It's a 5 depot wall, buying some time to respond. In the meantime, he's still trying to strike in at Lambo, but he's slowly bleeding out, unit after unit. Milkicow overwhelmed at the third base. 16 SCVs cut down, and G is going to be called as Lambo takes the 2-0 win in this round of 32 series from a tournament that was casted 2 years ago. Hi folks, I'm Renegade. You can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/RenegadeXStudios. I produce daily RTS content. Sometimes I variety game in addition to that. And we talk about cool things. We have a good time and try to improve as gamers. That's all you can really ask for, right? Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow.